Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for visiting Rabbani Research. We will talk on adaptive listening today and broaden your influence by adapting how you listen, and let's see what we can learn from this. This presentation is based on an article of Nancy Duarte published in MIT Sloan Management Review. This is his book also. The article was based on his book Adaptive Listening. As employees of a communication company, everyone in our team feels extra pressure to be a strong communicator. How well we actually listen to what clients tell us determines whether they think we can help them transform. The truth is, we haven't been consistently good at this. When two of my senior employees came to me a few years ago and said, Nancy, we have a listening problem here at Duarte, I wasn't shocked. We would had several projects that we would estimated poorly and scoped wrong. Our communication experts were finding that when they met with clients to begin work on a project, its scope and goals were often different from what they had been told they would be, a situation that was both frustrating and expensive. The listening gap. Intrinsically, as a leader, I knew that listening is essential. I had observed the struggle in myself and most of the leaders I know, and it was clear that we could be doing better. All of us are guilty of having a listening gap at least some of the time. Think of this as the difference between the speaker's interaction goal, what they are looking to get from the conversation, and how the listener actually responds. Each of us has a default listening style, but it doesn't always align with what the person speaking to us wants to need at the moment. When our human resources team surveyed my executive leaders, I learned that they didn't feel celebrated as much as they needed to be because I was so excited to jump in and move them forward. The four styles of adaptive listening. Choosing a listening style appropriate to the wants and needs of the speaker can help overcome communication challenges in the workplace. There are four listening style. Immerse, when the speaker needs you to absorb without judgment. Discern, when the speaker needs help identifying options. Advance, when the speaker needs assistance getting work done. And support, when the speaker needs you to be a confident of cheerleader. And we will discuss it one by one. A speaker sometimes needs a listener to immerse. There are many workplace situations in which the speaker needs the listener to absorb the material they are delivering without comment or judgment. To simply become immersed in what's being conveyed. When the speaker's message is meant to inform, an immersive listener makes sure they understand it all. If someone says, I am here to give you an update today, or this is important for you to know, that's the cue to be an immersive listener. You can take notes, mentally catalog the information you are hearing, or ask clarifying questions to confirm what you have heard. The speaker's main goal is for you to be a content sponge. Speakers sometimes need a listener to discern. Needing guidance at certain points in our work lives is common. When the people we work with aren't sure what's going well and what's not, they are often looking for someone to help them consider the strengths and weaknesses of their situation or project. If the speaker says something like, I need some feedback on this, or I am sure if this makes sense. That's the signal to be a discerning listener. You can help the speaker identify red flags and pinpoint positives. You can respond in a way that helps the speaker get unstuck or consider alternative approaches. Speakers sometimes need a listener to advance. When the people we work with are focused on outcomes or pressed for time, they often need an advanced listener to help move projects and processes forward. If they say, we need to make a decision on this, or I don't know how I am going to get this project done, that's a cue for you to be an advanced listener. You can offer a decision, take on some of the work yourself, or assist in delegating tasks to help the speaker get to the finish line. Again, you want to do this only if you know it fits the goal of the person speaking to you. A speaker sometimes needs a listener to support. Everyone experiences challenges at work as well as victories. Both situations are opportunities to create human connection. Being a successful support listener means you acknowledge and mirror the speaker's feelings. If they say, I am having a horrible day, or I have the best news, that's your cue to be a support listener. You can respond with words and actions that validate the speaker's feelings. You are the confidant of the cheerleader depending on the context and situation. Move forward with empathy. I don't have mastery yet of always knowing the right way to listen, but in understanding these options I am getting there. I know that my default style of advanced listening is needed at least some of the time, but I have also started catching myself when a different style would be better. For my executives, I am using support listening more. It's improving our relationships one on one and as a team. For my son, I adapt to become an immersed listener. It's a work it's working well enough that last Christmas he gave me the gift of an hour long conversation every Sunday morning. As I lean to listen to these new ways, it's opening doors to richer and more meaningful interactions. Helping others feel heard in the way they need is a game changer. After applying the adaptive listening in a framework, this leader now describes sales conversations as more empathetic and says that customer centered listening has created real partnership and collaborations. That's a far cry from the poor estimates and misquotes that were happening with our projects before we introduced adaptive listening. Why can't I just ask people what type of listening they want? The truth is, that's a perfect approach for some situations, but we have found that the most influential communicators are able to figure out what the person speaking wants with just a bit of effort, and they are able to do it without placing extra burden to the person speaking. If you want to get better at listening and build your influence in the process, ask yourself, what does the person speaking want from me? In most cases, they need more than eye contact and a nod of you heard, especially in the workplace. You become more valuable by adapting how they need you to listen. This leads to a better outcome. Every workday is dynamic, and all our teams and colleagues need different things in different moments. It is not always easy for leaders to know what people's goals are while they are speaking. But if we are willing to adapt and move out of our default styles, we will be on our way to becoming more compassionate and effective listeners. Wish you best of luck. We are business consultants based in Pakistan. If you need to accelerate your organizational performance and transform your company to meet the upcoming business challenges for a better tomorrow, please contact us for a turnaround. You can find us at rabbaniresearch.net. Trust Rabbani for quality competence. Thank you so much. If you have liked the presentation, please like and share, and also subscribe the channel. Thank you once again.